Okay guys, so we're going to choose a site and we're going to choose a niche, that we're going to build a site around, and we're going to just copy someone else's success as closely as we possibly can. Now what I'm looking for is something that's going to be very, very easy to do, and I'm looking for something that possibly we could geo-target as well, and several things I've got in mind here, and we'll just take a quick look. So the first one I've actually did, and that was for e-cigarettes, okay, and when I came into e-cigarettes there was no live auctions, but there was 35 related auctions, and there was one that really stood out to me, and it sold for $19,000. Right, now if I just come up here a little bit, let me just sort this by the price actually, so we can get a better idea. This one here, freeelectroniccigarettes.net, what a great name, what a really great name. We can go and see, using Jaxi, what the actual search volumes are. So we'll let that one run, and what I've done is I've actually looked at the site here, and he's got no AdSense. The way he's getting this, making his money, is through this free trial here, and it's just a CPA offer basically, and you know, it's quite a nice site, it's quite basic as well. It's not a huge site either, just a simple WordPress site, very easy to replicate. And you can see up here where my mouse is at the moment, he was making $3,156 per month. That's just on CPA offer, so that's a nice site to try and replicate. And you can see here for the keyword electronic cigarette free sample, he's sitting there number one. Okay, so let's go back over to Jaxi here, and you can see free electronic cigarettes is a Squidoo. It's actually a Squidoo page. I mean, that's so easy to replicate, and if you've got some CPA offers in there, you can see what I mean. This is such a great method for finding niches and getting ideas. You can just go and reverse engineer anybody, what they're doing, and you know, from there you can, and there's a video there from YouTube as well, really good. Okay, let me just check that keyword on Jaxi. Just go over here. And remember, if you haven't got Jaxi yet and you want to get it, if you buy it from my link, I'll give you 50% of the commission back that I get. So if you know, if it's $10 commission per month for me, I will give you $5 commission a month back. It's not a huge amount, but it's still something, and that way you get some money back. Right, so you can see here. Let's take a look at his details here. And while that's loading, we'll have a look at what else is coming down here. Is Alibaba.com. Again, Alibaba.com is a YouTube video. There's a press release from PR Log here, and this doesn't look like a very difficult keyword. I'm surprised that nobody's come and hammered this one after that auction's been up there. And I'm sure, you know, this is not an original idea to go to Flipper to get niche ideas. This is definitely not a new idea, and you know, it just surprises me the amount of opportunities still exist when I come and look at these kind of things. And if we look at his backlinks here, it's actually saying he's got 10 million backlinks now. That's just incredible. But it's all about conversions when you got onto page one. Now why is he getting so many backlinks? I really got no idea. He's got 24 links on the site. That will include internal links as well as external, and keyword density here is 0. He's got no AdSense because he's just using his CPA ads. And what I've noticed as well, and I did some research about, you know, the ads on sites, and what some people are saying is that have tested it, is that if you're doing both AdSense and some other kind of form of advertising, your revenue goes down. But if you stick to one way of monetizing, whether it's AdSense or CPA or other kind of advertising, you tend to do better, which I found quite interesting. And I can actually see the sense in that, as far as my own experience, because I've noticed that myself as well. And also I've noticed as well that sometimes when you put in AdSense on the site, your rankings drop for some reason. It depends on the niche, right enough, but I've noticed rankings drop big time as soon as I put AdSense on the site, which is kind of disappointing, because you would hope that you know, Google allow us to get some revenue, and that benefits them as well. You can see here, like, the monthly searches for electronic cigarette free sample is only 72 and the estimated traffic is only 13 here. So let's go back and have a look at this guy again, see what else he's saying here. And what's interesting as well, when I come down here, let me just go through this before I go back up and look at the keywords again. Somebody asked what kind of expense does the site incur each month, and he's saying zero expenses. The only money I've spent this year is maybe 3 or 4 or 5 of backlinking gigs, and I had one article outsourced on Textbroker for $11. That's this year, okay. That means that he had done probably quite a lot before that, and if you look at his traffic details and visits here, he's getting about between 2,000 and 3,635 per month in his search volumes, and it's gone up in January, and we're in January right now. So you know, I need to get that onto page 1 really fast if I'm going to build that one, and it rises again in March here. Now January makes sense because a lot of people try to quit smoking, etc. So yeah, it makes sense. But anyway, let's come back up here. So he's saying that he's number 1 on Yahoo and Bing for free electronic cigarette, and don't discount Yahoo or Bing. Between them, I think they get something like 25 to 30% of the search volume. Google's search share has come down a little bit, Bing has come up, I know that for a fact. So number 1 in these kind of sites can bring some decent traffic. Let's just go and see what this one here gets. Let's go over to Jaxi, and you can see here the other search volumes and look at the estimated traffic for these kind of keywords, but they are going to be competitive. Yeah, all competitive, but look at the amount of traffic you can get for some of these. The other way to do it, of course, is geo-targeting. Let's see what this one brings up. But you know, if you see YouTube videos and things in there, that's a great way to convert. That is a really, really good way to convert. So you don't need the niche research just to build a site. You can just have a simple landing page that goes to a CPA offer, like a pre-sale, or maybe just, you know, some CPA offers are, as well as giving you banners, they can give you sort of mini sites as well if you've got your domain name. And if you get on well with your affiliate manager, they're always willing to help you. Right, for free electronic cigarette, estimated traffic per month is 563, and it's not a bad keyword, it's a reasonable keyword according to this keyword tool. But this one here, free electronic cigarettes, less traffic, is about half the traffic, but slightly easier. And you know, there's a whole bunch here that we can build content around, and that we can you know, drive traffic via having good rankings. But I would definitely focus a lot on the videos for this type of niche, because if you've got a video on page 1 that's compelling, that's you know, very, very clear about getting a free offer, and you know, if the video's created to convert, then you can do very, very well with that. Okay, so anyway, that's the first one that caught my eye. Now let me do one from beginning now and see what else we can find. So we've done electronic cigarette. Let's try something more general like weight loss, and let's see for auction listings that have been won, and what we're looking for is revenue. Okay, so let's just go for revenue between 500 and up, and we'll leave everything else blank here. Doesn't matter the age of the site, I just want to get some ideas. I just want to check how old this site was. Yeah, he was registered in 2009, so he probably did do a whole bunch of backlinking to get it up there, and then it was just easy straight from that point forward. And this one, let's try dog, just keyword dog actually, and let's see what comes up. And this one we can try something like, oh, I don't know, let's try camera, something that we can maybe do Amazon site or something. There's some really great plugins come out recently for Amazon. If I bring this up to current price, and here we got down here the ended listings. This one's a simulation game, sold at 50,000. Dogbeds.galore.com.au. Look, geo-targeting, yeah. Revenue 7,218. And 2008 website PR2 3,022 visits. Dogbedsgalore.com.au. That's the power of geo-targeting. That's just incredible. We'll take a look at that. Little Pampered Pets. 42,000 that's all for. We can take a look at that one as well. Baker Doggerborn, what a great name. Revenue almost 1,000 per month. We'll take a look at that one as well. That one went for 21,000. The things that I'm looking for that stand out is like this. Not just the price here. I'm looking really at the revenue. And you know, if it's geo-targeted, then it can be replicated. It can be replicated in the UK, in Canada, anywhere really. In the USA, you could even do that by state if you want. And I like anything that we can geo-target, because you can just build that blog network around it. And the blog network doesn't always have to be private blog network. You can do it with Web 2 sites as well. You can do it with just Blogspot as well. And we have a course for that as well, where we tried 4 different ways of doing blog networking. So let me just go back here and let's see what we got for camera. 33 sites here. Let's sort it by the price. Wow, 90,000. It's an e-commerce store. I don't want to deal with that. Revenue 21,000. And this one, ProCam Plus. Yeah. Teen social network site. I'm looking more for product kind of thing, and then the price starts coming down here. So let's give that one a miss, and let's do a different niche for that one. I'll come back and do a different niche in a few minutes. So weight loss, and what we got in here. This one sold at 45,000. Revenue 39,000. Incredible. Let's take a look at that one. And they don't always have to be like high sellers. I mean, if you can build a bunch of sites that sell, you know, between 10 and 20,000, or even 5 and 10,000, or even 3,000 if they're very easy to replicate and, you know, simple keywords, then you're just taking the guesswork out of the whole thing. 10dayeasydiet.com, revenue 650. So let's just sort this one by the price. Wrap Yourself Slim, 32,000. Revenue 3,000 per month. There's a .info here. Sold at 11,000. It was making 3,600. So much for .info has not been any good, eh? If you were making 3,000 a month, you would disagree with that. Personal Development PLR.com. That's actually a good site that I might be interested to go and get content from. Coupon site again. Low Fat Diet Plan. That's actually a really great domain name for .org. Revenue 600 per month. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at what we just picked up there. So this one has taken 125,000 revenue since August, and that sold for $45,000. Registration date 16th of April 2010. So it's relatively easy to, you know, it's relatively quick, should I say, to be able to build these sites. And as long as it's putting the sustained effort, especially if it's a competitive niche, if people give up after 6 or 7 or 8 weeks if they don't see any progress, and sometimes they're just at the tipping point and they've just got to keep going. And we've seen that in the Fiverr blueprint that we were doing in a very competitive niche. You just got to keep going, and you get to that point at the tipping point, and you just keep piling the pressure on, and eventually what happens when you do get where you want to be, you kind of cement yourself in there as well, so that you're there for long term. But what's really, really important these days is more about social media links. I mean, from Twitter and YouTube and Facebook, you can make a lot of money just as easily as you can from SEO with less effort. So all those things have to be taken into consideration as well. So here they've even put the marketing and business model. Let's take a look at that. It's just incredible. I love this site. Oh, okay, so this is what he's charging. He's got how much sales he's done, etc. I thought it was actually going to be a marketing. I thought it was going to be a marketing plan, what they had done. Anyway, still good information. And some of the questions are really great. And you can get so much information, just so many ideas. If you could spend 3 days in here instead of 3 days looking at Warrior special offers, you would learn a lot more, believe me. And you would come away with some real solid ideas rather than somebody's hypey sales letter. Right, let's take a look at the site. I mean, it's quite interesting. Big CPA offer. Nice clean sort of site. I don't like the colours too much, but it's easy to navigate, I guess. Acai berry, etc. Right, now what is he ranking for? Why is he making so much money? Let's go and see. So he's even given me exactly how much he's sold of stuff, like 500 bottles of superfood greens, 2,000 bottles of weight loss formula, and he's named this basically after one of those. So it's a product, it's named after a product name, which will help it to rank. I just want to find out what he's got here about his rankings, and if it doesn't tell me here, then we can get it by clicking on here, and we can look at the SEM Rush stats down here, and it's saying it's unavailable, which is a pity. Okay. But you know what, you could build sort of micro niche sites around these as well. You could even do around these, you could do Blogspot, blog networks, and name them after products and things like that. So he's got 3 domains here that he's selling. He's got getting started booklets as well. Yeah, okay. It's interesting, but not for me. It's not what I want to do. If it's something that you'd be interested in, then go for it. I kind of like the electronic cigarette, or I like this dog beds glower. I wanted to go and take a good look at this one. 7,200 revenue per month, and how many Amazon plugins have you seen that could do something like pages like these very, very easily? And this is geo-targeted as well. Interesting. That would be very, very easy to replicate just with simple Amazon theme or plugin. Now let me come down a little bit further and see what else he's got to say here. So basically he's saying website orders are sent to you via email. You simply forward the orders to a dropship wholesaler, pay the invoice, and the dropship wholesaler packs and ships the order. There's no financial outlay, etc. Very easy business to run. He's even got that here. And so this is where it's ranking in the Google organic search for pet beds, dog beds, etc. Now I'm guessing that, you know, some of these keywords still can be very, very competitive, even if it's geo-targeted like Australia. So he's probably did a bit of work and then got some good backlinks and stuff like that. And it might be something that, you know, takes 2 to 3 months to build up. But 2 to 3 months to build up, if you can sell it at 45,000, or you can get that kind of revenue, even if you got half of that revenue, not 7,000 but 3,000, you'd be pretty happy. You'd be, you know, you'd be wanting to do another 10 of them at least, wouldn't you? So his gross revenue was 82,000 and net profit 20,000. That's because he's buying and selling all organic traffic and no paid traffic. It's very, very interesting, but I still feel strongly about the other one, the electronic cigarettes. Now let's take a look at this guy here and see what he's got. This is an H domain. This is 2004. Might be harder to replicate. So he's built some kind of authority. He's got top rankings for up to, you know, 700 keywords. So he's got an authority site here by the looks of it. I'll just take a quick look at this, but I'm highly unlikely to want to try and replicate it if it's an H domain. But again, if you can geo-target it, it makes a big difference. It depends on the search volumes. And they've got some social media stuff going on as well. Yeah, it's nice, but not for me. Let's see this one, Baker Dogabon. I just love this name. And this is a sales page by the look of it. Okay. So this is obviously a ClickBank product, yeah. Let's see how much it's selling for. Just a simple HTML page. Yeah, $24. Now, you know, there's people in the Warrior Forum that will go and create some courses for you from as little as, I think, about $300, and you can, you know, anything between $300 and $1,000, you can actually get somebody to go and write all this for you, or you can get it done cheaper just by hiring a really, really good article writer and get them to do 20 or 30 articles around some, you know, some things like this, like how to bake for dogs and how to cook dog food and things like that. That wouldn't be very difficult to do, and you can just create a product yourself. The reason it's doing so well probably is because there's a bunch of affiliates selling it, and it was registered in 2003, so it's not the kind of site that I would want to do. He's got 117 active affiliates. He's got an email list, which is really good. That's the power of owning your own products. You've got an email list of, you know, 1,800 people here. That's pretty cool. So I mean, that's just send an email out. It's like having an ATM machine if you've got good offers. And almost $1,000 per month average profit, and that's after paying affiliates. Well, you know, that's a different business model from the one I'm looking at right now, but it does give you ideas. And then, as I said, if you spend, you know, a day in here instead of searching through Warrior Special Offer, you know, the thread and the WSO thread, you're going to learn a lot of stuff in here, and it's going to give you better ideas rather than selling somebody selling you something that's just not that useful to you. I'm not saying all WSOs are crap, but I mean, they're just, the sales page is just unbelievable sometimes. Right, now this one I really like, the free electronic cigarettes, and I think my gut says I want to go with this one. I do like this one, but I would put that on the back burner. And it's something that, yeah, I would keep that in mind, and I would think to myself, yeah, I'm going to check out some of those Amazon plugins and Amazon themes that came out recently. I might build one of these on the side, but I don't want to take too many projects on that, you know, that holds me back from making progress if I've got too much to do at one time. So I'd rather just focus on one sort of decent project, get it up and running, and then maybe do another one after that. And the simple way to build a lot of sites is to get these kind of sites that are very, very easy to replicate. And when we start to add content, you'll see exactly what I mean, and we can just keep hitting it. Okay, let me go back over to Jaxie and see what I was searching for over here. So the electronic cigarettes, what I can do here is try geo-targeting. Now always when I'm doing geo-targeting, I go into the UK. It just gives me a better idea. But we can also try for Australia too. And it's very, very easy to get accepted. There's actually auto acceptance CPA offers for electronic cigarettes as well. Yeah, okay. Right, not huge amounts of traffic, but it's quite decent. If you add these all up, you got quite decent. This one, cheap electronic cigarette, that's a pretty decent keyword. 857 estimated traffic. So if we could get cheap electronic cigarette.co.uk for example, that might be okay.